You attract what you believe and not what you think. Starting today, you will start creating your tomorrow. My name is Priyanka Rao. I am a professional mind coach and now a purpose friend. Good afternoon to all the participants who've logged in and to all the viewers on Facebook. So happy to see you on week 5. Thank you for staying with me for all these weeks. And we have one more week to go. So I'm really, really glad that you're able to stay with me this past 6 weeks. And I really, really hope that you've been following a lot of what I've shared with you in the past 5 weeks in transforming your mindset and allowing you to release what are your personal challenges and take your mindset to the next level. So if you've joined me for the very first time, I'm Priyanka Rao. I'm the apple of my parents' eye, roommate to a 50-kilo Rottweiler dog, looking for my space under the sun, but found my life's purpose. I'm a nerdy bookworm turned luxury hotelier, turned internationally certified image consultant, turned startup founder, and now a professional mind coach in India. I'm a certified practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming, in EFT, and in belief clearing. I'm an alumni of the London Image Institute, and I have clients across 17 cities in India, 3 countries, and only in this pandemic, I've clocked in a little over 500 personal one-on-one coaching hours only in this mindset space. As a coach, I currently do personal private sessions. So I coach my clients on how to live without dependency emotionally and mentally. I don't do talk therapy sessions. I teach tools and techniques for you to be able to shift on your own without requiring my help in future. And this 6 weeks has been an endeavor in that regard to, I might not ever be able to meet a lot of you, but if you're able to at least follow through on the practices and techniques I've shared with you, I'm very, very confident you'll be able to achieve mindset shifts at the conscious mind level and at the subconscious mind level. I've had the privilege of hosting masterclasses for Tech Mahindra, Capgemini, CII, the Confederation of Indian Industries, the Indian Medical Association, Bank of America, Lenskart, ONGC, and some of the institutes that you see on the screen. Last week, we covered gratitude. And in case you were not able to view the video replay we shared with you, I'm going to give you a very short recap of what we did. This video is available on YouTube, and it is available. It's sent to everybody every Monday by 6 o'clock. So you can take a look at this again if you wish. But last week was a very, very important session that we did, which is Law of Gratitude, which says whatever you are grateful for, you will get more of. So how do you actually, inject gratitude into your daily lives was what I taught last week. I showed how the mind and the gratitude works. I showed how 5 steps to actually take it forward. I showed you how, as per the Gospel of Matthew, a very ancient scripture, whoever has, to him shall be given more, and he shall have more abundance. But whoever has not, from him shall be taken away, and even that he has. So we discussed how this quote was, misconstrued when it came out centuries back, and people wondered, why is this so cruel? Like it says, whoever has will be given more, and whoever doesn't have, it will be taken away. And then I showed you how the answer actually was gratitude. That was the missing word, which people were not able to read between the lines. Whoever has gratitude will get more. Whoever does not have gratitude will not get, even what they have will be taken away. So I showed you how after the mind looks for negative, it looks for what you need, want, wish, and desire, including what you're grateful for. So if you start instructing the mind of what you are grateful for, the mind starts looking more for it. And I showed you 5 steps on how you can actually do that. So number 1 was you can actually do 10 I am gratefuls in the morning or at night, whatever you're grateful for in that day or the day before, the mind will start listing out the what wonderful happened, what made you happy, what surprised you, what delighted you, what actually added value to you. And then you realize, my God, my life is actually filled with a lot of beautiful moments which I don't capture. And this allows you to capture those moments. So 10 I am gratefuls. I shared with you two very powerful meditation links, which was the 6-phase meditation and Deepak Chopra's gratitude meditation. Both are very, very powerful. I personally use the 6-phase meditation of Vishen Lakhani thrice a week. So, great recommendations there. I shared with you how you can even go for journaling. A lot of my clients journal what they, about gratitude. So instead of writing 10 I ams, they just write a journal of what they're grateful for at that point in time in their life or in their day. The second technique I told you was the Magic, a beautiful, beautiful book, which is a 28-day gratitude exercise, which takes you through every structure of your life, health, body, relationships, love, career, money, and injects gratitude. I've personally read this in my 20s, and I've had phenomenal results reading this book on a personal level. I actually got my dream job at the end of this book, which was, I was part of the Ritz-Carlton, which is the topmost luxury brand in the world in hospitality. And I got my offer letter at the end of this book. It was so amazing. It's about 28 days of exercises. I showed you how you're supposed to read this book every night, just one chapter. It will tell you what to do the next day. And it takes you and raises your frequencies as you actually go. The other technique I told you was the happiness jar. Every day, write one small little piece of note and put into your happiness jar. And at the end of the year, or maybe in 6 months, open that jar and see what wonderful happiness you've actually invited in your life, and that actually increases it too. The fourth technique I told you was the Arigato Technique, which was from Wahei Takeda, the famous Japanese billionaire who's called the Warren Buffett of Japan. That is, for every payment you receive, you say thank you. For every payment you make, you say thank you. He said arigato, which means Japanese thank you. You can say shukriya, or in any regional language, whatever is thank you. Use this to basically increase gratitude in money, is what I had shared this technique with you. And of course, I said at the very first session, you have lined up your goal. Remember the goal card. Please, every day, do one thing towards this goal. We are in week 5, you might be slacking, you might have forgotten about that goal card, you might not be doing it. So this is me reminding you that you need to follow through on this and take it to the finishing line. Let's finish this. Let's not keep it midway. Whatever we do, let's finish it. And I said, speak to one person and share these gratitude techniques with them. Pay it forward, because remember, energy circulates. Whatever you give, you receive. So pay it forward, right? So this was what we actually covered last week. And welcome back, Suvi. Welcome back, Harshit, Branti, Amit, Rena. A warm welcome to all of you back. I can see you on my list. So I'm so very happy you guys have come in. Yes. And today is a very, very, very big session. Today is the law of abundance. And when we speak of abundance, it's not materialistic abundance or financial abundance. Abundance here means that I get whatever I want. Whenever help comes to me, whenever I need help, help comes to me. Whenever I need money, money comes to me. Whenever I need a solution, solutions come to me. That's called abundance. I get whatever I need, I receive. And why is this law so powerful? Energy is infinite and abundant. There is no shortage of energy in the world. And I will explain how this actually works in our lives. So we're going to cover the law of abundance. We're going to cover, how then, keeping abundance in mind, you can grow from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Growth mindsets, by the way, are really trending in the world when it comes to training, coaching. A lot of corporates are spending a lot of time in growth mindsets for their employees. It's a really, really big subject right now. Tons of studies being pumped into this subject. So I'm just going to introduce the subject to you today as well. And then I'm going to leave you with 5 steps. Okay, so I hope you have your pens and papers ready. I hope you're maintaining one diary. If you're ready, I'm going to begin with today's session, which is the law of abundance. All right, so here's the first truth. The universe is abundant and friendly. It has your back. Now I'm saying universe. You can give it any name you want. You can call it God, consciousness, the deity that you pray to. You can call it source. You can give it any name you want, right? But essentially what we're saying is whoever you're praying to or believe in, or the universe is abundant and friendly. It has your back. And what do I actually mean by this? I'm just going to move into the whiteboard and explain this, this particular concept to you. All right. Now, if you remember the very first day, I shared with you the law of attraction, right? And I displayed my brilliant artistic skills to you, which by the way don't exist. I mean, look at the head, it's not even round. Please excuse my artistic skills. Clearly, when God was distributing craft and art, I was not in line. I was somewhere else fabbing around, right? So the law of attraction stated that if you think certain thoughts and you keep thinking those thoughts and you ask for it, you believe it, eventually you will receive it in the form of matter. And this can be anything, right? It can be a car, it can be love, it can be money, it can be a job, it can be a career, it can be something you love to eat, it can be a holiday you really want to go to, it can be anything. But I told you, these thoughts are your conscious mind thoughts. They're only 10% of your mind. But this is not influencing the law of attraction. Beyond this thought is something known as your sponsoring thought. I hope you remember this. We covered this in the very first session. Your sponsoring thought is your subconscious mind. This is your belief systems, and this is 90% of your mind, and it is this that is influencing what you are attracting in your life, right? So if this is fear, you're attracting fear. If this is abundance, you're attracting abundance. If this is stress, you're attracting stress. If this is positivity, you're attracting positivity. So one of the very powerful sponsoring thoughts is abundance. Now, abundance works on the premise that the law and the universe is friendly, it has your back, and it's basically giving you whatever you wish, right? So how does this actually work? We established, I spoke to you in week 3, that you can't destroy energy. There is no shortage of energy in the world. So if there is no shortage of energy in the world, energy is unlimited. There's unlimited money, unlimited love, unlimited career opportunities, unlimited business opportunities, unlimited jobs, unlimited health. Everything is unlimited. So how does this actually, work? Do you ever wake up in the morning and say, I think there's less oxygen in the air today, I'm not able to breathe? No, there is no less oxygen in the air. That is possibly COVID, that you're not able to breathe. Your heart does not say, sorry, I'm pumping less blood today, please survive. No, that never happens. There's unlimited blood, energy is infinite. We don't look at the ocean and say, I think there's less water in the ocean today. No, energy is infinite. There is no less water in the ocean. So there is no God sitting up there with a laptop saying, I've got 2 units of happiness. I'm going to give both to Anju Mehra, and nobody else who's attending this masterclass gets to be happy in June. Or I have only one client. I'm going to give that client to Priyanka, and no other coach in India gets a client this month. Or I only have one job and I'm going to give that one job to Harshit, and nobody else gets a job, in the month of June. It doesn't work that way. There is no God distributing energy here. You can get a job, I can get a job. You can be happy, I can be happy. You can find good health, I can find good health. You can find love, I can find love. The only difference is those who believe it get it, those who don't believe it don't get it. It's like an unlimited Sunday brunch at a hotel. You keep taking your refills, there is no shortage. But those who believe it get it, those who don't believe it don't get it. So an abundant mindset is never scared of failing or losing, because they know if this month I did not meet my sales targets, I'll meet it next month. If I was not able to lose weight this month, I'll lose weight next month. If I was not able to get money from my clients this week, I'll get it next week. If this job interview did not work out, I'll get another job. If this particular college did not give me a seat, I'll get another college. So an abundant mindset is never scared of failing, losing, because they know energy is unlimited. I will get it back. I once had a client of mine who came to me from Gurgaon, and she was in a lot of grief because she had lost a grandfather she was very close to, and that was causing her to feel low and depressed. And the very first session I discussed this concept with her, I told her, love is unlimited, it's infinite. So his love will come back to you in a different form or shape, but it has to come back to you. And that statement hit her so hard. And she realized, my God, you're right. I'll get into for my husband, in the kids that I'm going to have tomorrow. That love will always come back to me in a different form or shape. It's not gone anywhere. So I don't need to grieve. And that grief just totally dissipated in the very first session. So an abundant mindset is never scared of failing and losing. And, ultimately, this should be our end game. If we can build an abundant mindset, we will never fail, because thoughts of failure and loss will never come to us, or we will kill it, and we will never manufacture it. We will never manifest it, loss or failure. So abundance mindset is basically not fearing losing or failing. Are you with me till here? Can you please type in with me in the chat window if you're able to understand this? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you to understand what do I mean by an abundance mindset, right? So if you're with me, if you can just type in with me in the chat window so I can proceed to the next segment, that there is. Thank you, Harshit, for personally messaging me. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anju. Thank you, great. Thank you, Suvi. Wonderful. So keeping abundance, thank you, Branti. Thank you. So keeping abundant mindset in mind, where you're never scared of failing and losing. Let me move back into the slides and come to the next segment of how do you build an abundant mindset, right? So I'm going to show you in the next 3 slides, what is a fixed mindset and what is a growth mindset, okay? And as I keep going through each one, you'll be able to identify whether you have a fixed mindset or whether you have a growth mindset. In some areas of your life, you could be having growth mindset. In some areas, you could be fixed. So it doesn't mean your whole life is a growth mindset, all right? You could be in different structures, in different mindsets. So as I go through each, you will be able to identify which is yours and which you need to move if required, all right? So stay with me here. A fixed mindset believes that talent, skills, and intelligence is static. It doesn't change. It is the same level. But a growth mindset believes they are dynamic and they can change. I can change my talents. I can change my skills. I can even change my intelligence. A fixed mindset believes we are born with intelligence or not. We are born with skills or not. We are born talented or not. We are born lucky or not. Everything is God-given. I can't do anything. The magic and the might lies in you. The growth mindset believes, I can acquire it. I can acquire talents if I'm not born with it. I can acquire skills. I can increase my intelligence. It's not God given. God has given me the free will. Even the law of karma is a choice, free choice. Whatever you're facing in your law of karma is based on your own choice, not anybody else's choice. So it can be acquired. Thirdly, they fixed mindset believes that they cannot be changed. I am like this only. I cannot be changed. This is who I am. Whereas a growth mindset believes that I can be trained, I can learn, I can be built, I can be coached, I can be stretched. I am not static. Then, very important, a fixed mindset believes that success is a byproduct of your intelligence and skills. If I'm born in a poor family, I'm going to die poor. If I am, if I've not gone to school or college, I'm not going to get a job. Success is a byproduct of my skills and intelligence. But the growth mindset says, you make your own success. Circumstances don't matter. Circumstances don't matter. I can make my own success. A fixed mindset believes that failure must be avoided at all costs. If you fail, you've lost. If you fail, you're a failure. If you fail, you're finished. But a growth mindset says failure is inevitable in growth. Of course, I'm going to fail. Of course, I'm going to make mistakes. That's all part of the growth story. That's all part of my success story. It's all part of my learning. It doesn't mean I'm unintelligent. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. It doesn't mean that I don't know. Failure is inevitable. I will fail. There will be days I will not get clients. There will be days I will not make money. There will be days that I don't get what I want. It's inevitable, but it will come back again. So I'm not worried about failure. Then, a fixed mindset strives for success. I want to be successful. I want success. But a growth mindset thrives on challenge. I want challenges because every challenge stretches my talents, skills, intelligence, abilities, and I actually go one step higher. I don't want to succeed at this level. I want to succeed at that level. So I want that challenge. Very, 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 very interesting mindset perspective of growth mindsets. Then, now, given all of this, let's see what fixed mindsets experience. A fixed mindset will experience overthinking, over-planning, feeling overwhelmed because they're always problem-oriented. They're always looking for problems. Their mind automatically goes towards the problems. And now you'll be able to identify who are you. Whereas a growth mindset identifies the problems and quickly moves to fix it. What is the solution? Okay, I know the problem. How can I fix it? How can I solve this? The mind automatically moves solution and does not get stuck in the problem. What do? I don't know what to do. I don't have the answer. My God, I'm stuck. My God, what is going to happen now? No, it has already moved to the solution. A fixed mindset is stuck in the negativity bias. Remember, we covered the negativity bias in week 2 and week 3, where the mind looks for negative first. I showed you this today as well. And for every one positive thought, you have 6 to 7 negative thoughts. So in a fixed mindset, that 6 to 7 negative thoughts overpowers you. In a growth mindset, you bypass the 6, 7 negative thoughts and you stick to that one positive thought, right? So you're able to bypass it. Then a fixed mindset is always living in a blame party. You're blaming the whole world for your problems. Modi, government, COVID, economy, GST, my mother-in-law, my spouse, my family, my home. Everybody's to blame for my problems. Not me, everybody else. Or you're living in a pity party. Bechari mein. Why me? I'm so unlucky. I'm such a good person, but why am I always getting problems? Living in a pity party. A growth mindset literally tells themselves, stop being a victim. You literally have a dialogue running in your mind. Stop being a victim. Change it. I can change it. I'm not a victim. Move on. Snap out of it. Move on, snap out of it. They literally tell themselves these statements. Snap out of it, move on, you're not a victim. Very important. Are you following and obeying the brain? If these statements are familiar to you, you are. Others keep targeting me. I'm born unlucky. I'm always struggling. Nothing comes easy. This means wherever the brain goes, you follow it. Whichever direction it's going, you are following it. You're basically just a follower. Whereas a growth mindset does not follow the mind of the brain. It dialogues with it and it commands it. Get up and fix it. I'm in charge. Take charge. I can do it. I have it in me. This is temporary. This too shall pass. I'm not going to be worried about it. They dialogue with their mind. Remember, it's all about the way you dialogue with your mind, and they're able to move on it. A fixed mindset does not take risks because they're so scared of failing and losing. Whereas growth mindsets are high risk takers. So one of the simplistic ways of moving to a growth mindset is start taking risks. And I don't mean big fat risks that have very severe consequences. Go for the low hanging fruits. Don't go for the high fruit. Take decisions that have very less consequences, but in your mind are risky. Start making high risk familiar. Tell the mind, it's okay. Take the risk. You might succeed. You might do really well. And when you do, and the mind gets proof of it, it starts looking for more high risk. So that's what you typically need. Easiest ways is risk in moving your growth mindset. And of course, a fixed mindset always thinks the worst. I missed the bus. Every situation, your mind is already thinking of the worst case scenario. But the growth mindset thinks of the best case scenario. It doesn't mean you don't look at loopholes, or you don't look at threat, or you don't look at what can go wrong. That's a very important part of an analytical mind, to check for loopholes, what can go wrong, pros and cons. You'll do your weightage. That's all right. But you will consider and assess the worst, but you will believe in the best. A growth mindset considers and assesses the worst, but believes in the best. And because it believes in the best, it attracts the best. Remember, you attract what you believe. I didn't miss the bus. Another bus will come my way. So, keeping all this in mind, a fixed mindset has something known as cognitive choking. You're choking in your mind, through being self-critical. You are a worry warrior. You have self-doubt. You're frustrated, or you have limiting thoughts. You're feeling unworthy. Move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And you do it through self-talk, dialoguing with the mind. I don't mean being positive all the time. Like some people, my clients say, Priyanka, it's very hard to be positive all the time. I can't be positive all the time. You don't need to be positive all the time. Even neutral is fine. Neutral means it's okay. We'll see. I'll manage it. That's a neutral talk. It's not, I'm going to ace it. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to be the best. That's positive talk. You can even stay neutral if you can't do absolute positive talk. But the point is to move from cognitive choking to self-talk. And here you start believing in the best. You start becoming more creative. What else can I do? You start imagining, and the power of imagination is very strong. You start building your self-belief. You start building your self-esteem. And a lot of what I shared with you in the past 5 weeks is already working on this. Remember your I'm fearless. Remember all the commands I've taught you is already working on this. All self-talk that I've taught you till now. And eventually you need to move to a no mind state. This is what, by the way, sports athletes, global heads, CEOs, coaches around the world are training themselves to reach this state. In a no mind state, you're locked in the present. You don't run the past and the future. You are very engaged. You're engrossed in whatever you do. How many of you, when you say, are doing something you love? It could be cooking or gardening or painting or a work or anything of that sort. It happens to me too when I'm preparing content. I lose sense of time. I sat down for 1 hour and then I see my watch and it's been like 4 hours. Where has the time gone? time dilation. My thoughts have faded. I'm just flowing. Downloads are coming in. I'm just flowing one after the other, one idea to the other. And my sense of self disappears. It's like you're stuck in that moment. You're working really hard. You're in a flow state. And then suddenly after 4 hours, you realize, oh my God, I need to go to the loo. But I never felt like going to the loo in the past 4 hours because my sense of self disappears. Your body literally disappears. And you're just in your mind, and actually it's a no mind state. This is called a flow state. There are actually coaches, CEOs, sports athletes who do neuro training to access this. Meditation gets you to flow state. South America, there's something as plantology. There's a plant medicine called ayahuasca that gets you to a flow state. So now people are training themselves to get to a flow state or a no mind state. So all of this that we are doing, moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, is eventually to get you here. When you're in the flow state, creativity improves, downloads improves, you get wisdom suddenly, you get ideas, you get creativity, you get strategies, you get solutions that you didn't know existed. Where is it coming from? It's coming from your subconscious mind. So eventually you need to grow here. So today, I want you to start moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And eventually you can research this subject and get to a flow state. So here are the 5 steps you can actually follow today to start moving from a fixed mindset to an abundant mindset. Ask yourself, what are you scared of failing or losing? Write it down. What are you scared of failing or losing? When you have identified it, ask yourself these questions. Is this abundant energy? Can it come back to me in a different shape or form? Can it circulate? Is it unlimited? Is it infinite? Then why am I scared? Why am I scared of losing it? Why am I scared of failing? When you start dialoguing with your mind with these questions, the mind will say, yes, it is abundant. Yes, it can come back to you. Yes, it circulates. Then why are you worried? And slowly the mind starts shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So whatever you're scared of failing or losing, to start off with, to train your mind, pick only one fear. Don't take more than one fear because your mind will get overwhelmed. That 6 to 7 negative thoughts will overpower you, right? Pick only one fear and dialogue with your mind every day for 3 weeks. Remember, it takes between 3 to 5 years to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. Every day you will dialogue with the mind. Energy is abundant. This will come back to me. It circulates. I'm not scared of failing or losing. It'll come back to me in a different form or shape. It is abundant. Keep dialoguing with the mind. Keep dialoguing with your mind till the mind starts learning it, believing it, and it will make you abundant. Right? So step number 1, make a list of what you think you're scared of failing and losing. Number 2, pick one fear, and that's what you're going to work on for the next 3 weeks. Number 3, circulate energy. This is also a very strong part of abundance. What do I mean by circulate energy? One way of circulating energy is the Arigato Technique I taught you. I say thank you when I receive money. I say thank you when I give money. Arigato, arigato, thank you, shukriya. What are other ways of circulating energy? The entire world energy circulates. Look at your own body, ladies and gentlemen. Your heart pumps in, pumps out, pumps in, pumps out. Your breath in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Look at the waves. It comes in, goes out. Look at the tides. Comes high tide, low tide. Look at the planets. They're always circulating. So start circulating energy. So don't think you are losing. Dialogue with your mind and say, I'm circulating energy. If I'm giving love, I'm circulating energy. If I'm giving money, I'm circulating energy. If I'm giving time, I'm circulating energy. If I'm giving help, I'm circulating energy. That energy has to come back to you in a different form or shape. And when you start making circulation a belief, you will start attracting it. So every time you give, what do you fear? Every time you give what you fear, Say, I'm circulating energy. I'm circulating energy. And that energy has to circulate back to you. And the third technique for circulating energy is this. Money is, I'm giving the example of money here, by the way, because it's the easiest to understand and it's the most universal need. But you can use this for anything else. It could be love, it could be health, it could be happiness, whatever it is. Money is energy, air is energy, oxygen is energy, right? Both are energy. So the laws apply to both. So when you say, if I can breathe in oxygen, I can breathe in money. It's all energy. It's all what I believe. If I can breathe in air, I can breathe in happiness. If I can breathe in air, I can breathe in good health or success or abundance. So this technique, with the way you dialogue with your mind, is money is like air. I'm breathing it in. Happiness is like air. I'm breathing it in. Success is like air. I'm breathing it in. Remember, the mind does not know the difference between real and imaginary. It believes it, creates it, attracts it. So the Arigato technique, circulating energy, and money is like air are three beautiful techniques you can use on a day-to-day basis to actually start increasing abundance in your life. Right? So number one, identify what you're scared of losing or fear. Ask yourself, is it abundant energy? Can it be circulated? Will it come back to me in different form or shape? Pick one fear and dialogue with your mind every day for the next 3 weeks. Fourthly is the circulating energy techniques that I've taught you. The money is like air technique, breathe it in, or arigato, or circulate. I'm circulating energy, I'm circulating energy. And fourth thing is, don't forget your goal card. Please do one thing every day towards it. And finally, all the techniques I've taught you today for a fixed mindset, a growth mindset, even the no mindset state, please pay it forward. Call one friend, one relative, one family member, and explain these techniques who you feel will add value to it. Right? So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you're already seeing your reality shifting with your mindset. Remember, you were not born with these challenges. You don't have to live with them. And we're working on this 42-day exercise to actually help you achieve that. And next week is our final week. Please join me. I would love to see you for our finale session. And here we're going to talk of my favorite law, which is the law of resonance. You attract who you are, not what you think. How do you become the person now who you want to be is what I'm going to show you. The law of resonance, right? Thank you very, very much for joining me. All those who join me on Zoom, as well as online on Facebook, and all the audiences who are going to see this video later on YouTube. Thank you very, very much. Stay safe. Get vaccinated, and I look forward to seeing you join me next week for our finale session. If you have any questions, by the way, just feel free to put it in the chat window. I'll pick it up. Thank you very much. Thank you, Amitji. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Harshit. Sudhi, my YouTube channel is Mind Coach Priyanka Rao. I'm typing the chat window. You can subscribe to it. It has all the videos of all the 6 sessions too. Mind Coach Priyanka Rao is the YouTube channel, and you can follow it. And all the recordings are on it too. It's also on your email. So you can just follow it on YouTube too, Sudhi. I'm glad you joined me this week. I know last week you were not able to. You're welcome, Sudhi. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.